Well, good morning. I am Dr. Paulina Van, and I should say good day because it may be different depending on what part of the world you are in. I am the author of Regala Healing and the host of the Poetry of Healing on blackdoctor.org. And I hope that your new year has begun well for you and your loved ones and filled with unlimited blessings, joy, and love. I want to welcome you from all over the world, and please let us know where you're joining us from. Well, today's show is all about the heart, yet in a way that you may have not considered it in the past. I chose this topic specifically for this month of February, the month in which Valentine's Day is going to be celebrated worldwide next week. And this year, 2022, the Black History Month theme is Black Health and Wellness. I ask you to join me and embrace the goals that I have identified for today. And I refer to it as heart time. Okay. So during the next half hour or so, I'll provide information to promote your understanding of the science and practices that undergird the calming and emotional regulating effects and health promoting effects of the heart, and that is heart intelligence. Heart math, or the practices of heart math, are a gateway to promoting and assessing heart intelligence. I'm all about managing stress, promoting health and healing, and therefore, I will guide you through two heart math practices so that you will leave the session with additional self soothing techniques that you may add to your toolbox of reflective practices. We always begin our time together with centering to help us focus and collect our energy for the time together, a time for you, a gift for yourself. So I invite you to, I'm sorry, I thought I turned this off. I invite you, we're all human, right? So I'm going to try to turn it off. Okay, I turned the sound off. Let's take a moment and I invite you to settle into this space so that we can be fully present together. Okay, so take a position of ease, whatever that might be, and rest your attention on your breath. You may close your eyes or lower your gaze. There's no need to change or control your breath. Just observe your breath going into and out of your body. Try now to soften your forehead, relax your jaw, and all this time continuing to be aware and rest your attention on your breath. Allow your shoulders to relax and soften. Perhaps there is a cool air coming into your body and a warm air leaving your body as you breathe. Observe your chest rising and falling. You may even notice a rhythm developing. Allow your breath to soothe you. Continue to breathe. Now, I'd like you to take a deep breath to notice you are here. Take a deep breath to notice how your body feels. And now take a deep breath to enter this session. Okay. So now that we're all here and hopefully with the same energy, and even if you have noise in the background or other activity in the background, it's okay. you can maintain that ease, or at least try to. Let's start with a little background around the heart, because I want you to know that I did consider many things when preparing for you this day. Heart disease is a leading cause of death globally, and the risk of disease through death differs by race and ethnicity. Like other indicators of health, African Americans are more likely to die from heart disease as compared to any other ethnic race or white race. Because this disease is a major cause of disability and premature deaths throughout the world, it is a public health concern, and there is much focus and resources about how to keep the physical heart healthy, such as diet, exercise, regular checkups, and stress management. It is the latter that I will focus on today and broaden that discussion to include heart intelligence and how that can be a resource to promote heart health, overall well being, quality of life, and perhaps a longer life. Similar to last month's session about meditation, and I hope you've been practicing, because if I do the math, maybe you could be up to 2 or 3 minutes a day of practicing your mindful meditation as you go along and do your regular activities. If you missed that show, it's available. It's been recorded and posted. Anyway, similar to last month's session about meditation, I'll illustrate how heart math can become a part of your everyday life, even with less effort than meditation. As a society, we intuitively know and admire the heart's positive influence in our lives. Beyond it being a 10-ounce muscle that maintains our circulation while we are alive. We use adages or songs about the heart, yet may not label it as heart intelligence. I have a few examples that I'm going to share with you this morning, but please feel free to include your own in the chat, because I just have a few. So I'm going to begin with a gospel song that was written about 100 years ago. It's called This Little Heart of Mine. I'm not a soloist, so I'm not going to try to sing you any of it, but this came to be an anthem of the civil rights movement back in the 50s and 60s. And it was a source of inspiration, and even today, because we still sing it. There are some phrases like listen to your heart, follow your heart that you may say. I use them with some frequency, for example, with a family member, a colleague, or a friend who has a life decision which he, she, or they should make. For example, with my daughter, and I think I'm going to need to bring my daughter on the show at some point because I'm always using her as an example, and she doesn't mind. But with my daughter, when she comes to me with a situation, so situation is code for little challenges. Sometimes I may have an opinion, and it may not be right for her. And I suggest that she pray and listen to her heart for God's voice. I found the advice from the following African proverb to be pretty profound, and I had to read it several times. So let me share it with you. If you keep your head and heart going in the right direction, you don't have to worry about your feet. Okay? Let me read it again, because I wrote it down. Make sure I said it right. If you keep your head and heart going in the right direction, you don't have to worry about your feet. Okay? Keep your mind right, keep your heart warm and pure and kind, then you don't have to worry about your life's journey. Lastly, there's a Chinese proverb that I think is really appropriate to explore heart intelligence, and it goes like this. With happiness comes intelligence to the heart. When the heart is at ease, the body is healthy. So, as I share more with you today, I believe that will resonate. So, next, I ask you to join me in exploring the healing and soothing effects of the heart, beginning by creating a deeper understanding of heart intelligence and how the practice of HeartMath makes this intelligence available to each and every one of us. So, what is this heart intelligence? Let's begin as we do with history and grounding some thoughts I have. Ancient cultures such as the Egyptians and the Greeks and the Chinese share the perspective that the heart is a source of intelligence and inner guidance. The neurocardiologists have found that the heart has its own independent nervous system, referred to as the brain in the heart or the heart brain. The heart sends signals to the emotional processing centers of the brain. I'm not going to go through those, there's a couple, but which affect the clarity of our thoughts and decision making. The heart has a heart brain that talks to the head brain. I was fascinated with this when I learned it during my heart math training certification course. I became a heart math certified trainer. And I was just really amazed that the heart had a brain. Now, you would think I would have learned that in school, but I've been in the profession almost 50 years, so I may have forgotten. The heart and the brain are in constant communication. The brain does send signals to the heart to mostly raise or lower our heart rate. Let me tell you, the heart is doing more of the talking and sending more information to the brain than it receives. Brain function is critically dependent on this information from the heart. The heart is responsible for our emotions, those that we experience, such as appreciation, love, care, kindness, patience, and compassion. And these are called heart qualities. When we learn to connect with these heart qualities, activate them, nurture them, the heart will send signals to the brain that changes how we perceive situations and gives us more abilities to respond to situations that are best for ourselves and others. That is, respond and not react. Now, the reality is there are going to be times when we react. None of us are perfect. But if we practice and access this heart intelligence, we have more opportunities to respond with kindness. The quality of emotions we experience, such as appreciation, compassion, gratitude, just feeling good, sends different types of signal to the brain versus when we feel stressed, impatient, frustrated, anxious. The heart, a beautiful heart, has the capability of influencing and directing emotions and is in charge of how we feel more than we think. For the longest, I thought the brain was running everything, especially my heart. The voice in and from the heart supports us to make better choices. Well, for the last 2 years, we've all been living in a chaotic, uncertain time. There are so many factors, such as job, housing, or financial insecurity, health concerns or access to care, isolation from others, premature death of our loved ones, conditions that may or may not have existed before the pandemic, but yet, even the threat of the virus has caused many of us to feel we have lost control of our lives. Hard to keep up, feeling overwhelmed, loss of control is known to cause stress. Practicing heart math can activate the heart's intelligence. So I've been making reference to heart math. So what is heart math? So heart math has been around for 30 years. It was developed by Doc Childry. He's not a doctor, he's an author, American author, still living with us and contributing. Heart math is a practice of simple, user friendly. So I want to repeat that. I want to say it again. Simple, user friendly mental and emotional regulation techniques that people of all ages and culture can use at the moment to relieve stress. There are hundreds of studies that have shown regular use of heart math decreases anxiety, fatigue, and depression, and improves sleep and focus. Heart math is a tool to connect us with our heart. Through learning heart math and using heart math practices, you can experience your heart's intelligence and how it can help you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So now let's practice one of two practices, heart math practices that I'm going to share with you this morning. And I've done it before at previous sessions. It's called heart focused breathing. But now you know why um, I ask you to do it and what impact that is possible for you. So let's practice. Now, one of the things that may be helpful if you're doing this for the first time, and I think you can, yeah, you can see me. Um, you might want to put your hand over your heart or somewhere in your chest to help you focus in your heart area. Once you learn how to do this, it's no need for you to do it. But it really helps to anchor and breathing into your heart. And so I'm going to ask you to either close your eyes or lower your gaze, but know that you don't have to. This is a practice that you can do anywhere, anytime, and you'll see how quick it is and how effective it is. So it's called heart focused breathing. I'd like you to focus your attention in the area of your heart, that beautiful heart of yours. And imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area, breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. So I'd like you to imagine when you breathe in, your heart's getting bigger. And when you breathe out, it gets a little smaller. And if you're having trouble with pace, if you feel you're breathing too fast, then just count 4 or 5 seconds. Inhale, and then 4 or 5 seconds to exhale. Okay? So continue doing that. And I suggest, if you can, you take your inhale through your nose and then you exhale through your mouth. All right? So take a couple more breaths and then allow your body to take over your breathing. And if you want to put in the chat, if you feel any different, than you did before you did that heart breathing. Okay. So put in the chat. Did it you feel relaxed, more focused, something else? I hope you successfully connected with your heart. And for some, you might have had the joy of rediscovering your heart. Allow yourself to feel the warmth and the balance that is available to you when you connect with your heart. As I explained um, more about the heart, please feel free to keep your eyes closed if you close them, or just stay in that state of ease because we're going to do another heart math exercise. I want to talk to you about when the heart, brain, and body are communicating and working well. We enter a state of being in sync with ourselves, and this is called coherence. So, anytime I say the word coherence, you might want to just think, everything is working well together. So, coherence simply means a cooperative alignment between your heart, your mind, and your emotions. Higher coherence is good for us. A healthy state that regenerates us, directly contributes to an increased emotional balance, ability to focus, more mental clarity, better memory. Coherence or synchrony is often triggered by the experience of these uplifting, regenerative emotions, those like associated with the qualities of the heart that I shared with you earlier: the love, the care, kindness, appreciation, compassion. This coherence thing is both physical and psychological. So, the physical aspect of coherence is when all the major systems of the body are synchronized to the rhythmic pattern of the heart. That is the respiration, digestion, hormonal system, the immune response, and brain functions. They're all working together, just like a symphony. When your systems are working together, you can have better health and wellness, more clarity, better connections and feelings with ourselves and others. You can navigate through stressful external situations with better ease and composure. So, what's happening on the outside doesn't cause as much stress because your internal systems are in sync and coherent. And as I spoke about meditation last time, I feel it's analogous to being prayed up. Okay. The psychological aspect of coherence is naturally triggered when we experience these regenerative, uplifting emotions like the heart quality emotions that I mentioned earlier. By thinking of a more positive emotion or experience while doing deep, slow breathing into your heart space, you can actually change your mood or your emotional response. Emotions that create coherence include those heart quality emotions, but also courage, confidence, gratitude, patience, joy, enthusiasm. And I'm sure you can think of a few more. I'm going to show you a way to activate quick coherence. So, this is the second heart math practice that you'll be able to take away with you today. So this quick, it's called quick coherence, and it has two parts. The first part you already know, which is heart focused breathing. But let me tell you a little bit about quick coherence. Why is it a good thing to know? Well, it's a very powerful tool, extremely powerful, and I use it a lot. Okay. So it helps maintain composure during challenges, big or small. It reduces your fatigue and exhaustion, improves the ability to learn and achieve higher scores, test scores, even improves your child performance. So remember, at the beginning, I said this heart math is for anybody at any age, and you can do it any place. Lastly, it improves family and social harmony. And don't we all want that? Well, okay, let's try quick coherence. Again, we're going to begin with the heart focused breathing. And if it helps, you can put your hand on your chest again to kind of orient you to where you should be breathing into your heart. So imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your chest area or your heart, breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. You can close your eyes or lower your gaze or keep your eyes open because you want to know and you want to feel and experience the fact that you can do this anytime, anywhere, and no one needs to know. Continue to take those slow, deep breaths. You may want to count 4 or 5 seconds in and 4 or 5 seconds out. Okay. Take a couple more breaths and just experience your heart when you breathe in, expanding, and when you breathe out, it's contracting. The second part of quick coherence is where you kind of embrace these heart qualities. So I'm going to guide you and I ask you to make a sincere attempt to experience what's called a regenerative feeling, such as appreciation or care for someone or something in your life. So the thing could be a pet, a place in nature, an accomplishment. Okay. So you focus on the care, love, or gratitude you have for that person or that thing. You can also just focus on a feeling of calm and ease and continue to do your focused breathing, your focused heart breathing. Okay. So I hope that you've been able to kind of embrace something or someone that you care, love, show gratitude for. And the person could be living or may have passed on. And again, the thing can be the thing that you cherish or remember as bringing caring and love and feelings of gratitude to you. You know, quick coherence has a carryover effect of feeling more centered and connected. So once you end the practice, and you can do this simple 1 minute technique anytime, anywhere, you'll have this carryover effect. None of us can stay in coherence, I-N coherence, not incoherent, but incoherence all the time. It's not practical. Like you can't walk around meditating all the time. But these are tools that are available to you when you need them. Okay. Um, I have been a HeartMath certified trainer for about 3 years now, and there's so many resources, and so I'm going to ask Ellis to put them in the chat for you. Ellis, see, and I'm kind of um, breaking my presentation right now, but it's so important that I show public appreciation for Ellis. He is the producer, Ellis Dean. And so he works behind the scenes and giving you the quotes and kind of directing me as well so that I'm my best self when I show up for you. So Ellis, a lot of heart love and gratitude for you. And I'm trying to get him in front of the camera again, but he hosts several shows on blackdoctor.org, and he was with me during my first show in November. So can you just shout out to Ellis for me? Give him some love. So in closing, um, I ask that we remember to reconnect with our heart, to reduce stresses of daily life, meet challenges with more ease, and become who we truly want to be, and who we truly are. And remember, you can do this anytime, anywhere. And it just takes a minute and it has a lasting, soothing effect. Many of you know, and I mentioned it earlier, that I am the author of Regala Healing, and I believe the book cover is on the screen, and you can purchase it at regalahealing.com, which is my website. But one of, matter of fact, the first healing poem that I wrote is all about the heart, and that's where I started my healing journey. And so I just want to end our session um, today reading The Heart Will, and that's what it's called. For those of you who already have the book, it's on page 5. And it goes this way: the heart will, even if I won't. The heart will, even if I don't. The heart will, even if I can't. The heart will love, guide, nourish every time I need to flourish. And so I ask you and your beautiful hearts to please join me every first and third Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here on blackdoctor.org. I also ask that you leave comments and questions. I do read and will respond. Subscribe so that you'll know when new programming is available. And visit my website, regalahealing.com. I also have a YouTube channel. And I just want to thank you for joining me today. And as always, love and light to you until I see you the next time.